My brothers and sisters, good morning.
Good morning, Monsignor Nestor.
Our present world is not perfect. It is imperfect. Do you agree? So in this imperfect world, we cannot expect that everything will be good. Or we cannot expect everything to be good. Is that correct also? Because there are others who are saying, I am doing good, and I expect everything will be good for me. So that is not correct, no? Because everything is good only in heaven. Di ba? Sa langit lang, lahat ang mabuti. Wala pa tayo sa langit. No? On the other hand, in this imperfect world, we should not think that everything is evil. Mayroon namang nag-iisip na hindi ang mundong ito ay talagang napakasama. No? But that is not also correct. Because only in hell everything is evil. Sa impyerno lang lahat ang evil o masama. So hence, in this imperfect world, we have to expect the good and the bad. We have to expect good people, but there are also evil people. Good things can happen to good people. Evil things can happen to evil people. But good things can happen to evil people. Na tayo ay nagtataka, no? Ang sama-sama nila, nasiswerte pa sila sa buhay, di ba? Yung iba sinasabi. And even worse, evil things happen to good people. Abay, Lord, nagpapakabuti naman ako. Bakit puro na lang kasamaan ang nangyayari sa akin? Di ba? So things like this happen because we are in the imperfect world. We are not in the perfect world. That we expect everything will be okay. Kaya nga imperfect eh. Pag perfect, doon na tayo sa langit. No? So, because of this, hindi tayo pinababayaan ni Lord. God is there to help us. And this is very clear in the readings today. That's why in the first reading, we heard from the book of wisdom, and it is said here, there is no God besides you who have the care of all. So hindi lang ito all good, but lahat. Mabuti man tayo o masama. No? Inaalagaan pa rin tayo ni Lord. Yung mga mabuti, to continue to be good, at yung mga masama ay sana ma-realize nila at sila rin ay magiging mabuti. So there the Lord, no, is taking care of us for our good, whether we are bad or good. No? And in the second reading, we also see here that God is helping us. Because in the second reading from the first letter of Paul to the Romans, it is said here, the Spirit comes to the aid of our weakness. Kasi imperfect nga tayo eh. Dahil imperfect, mahina tayo. But hindi tayo pinababayaan ni Lord. That's why the second reading is telling us the Spirit comes to the aid of our weakness. So nandyan si Lord always having His help, assistance for us because of our weakness. And in the gospel reading, God allows the good and the bad to live together. So magkasama, no? Narinig natin yan kanina dahil gusto ng mga alipin na bubunutin ang weeds. Pero anong sabi? No, don't pull the weeds because you might also pull the wheat as well. Let them grow together until harvest. So God allows the good and the bad to live together so that the good can help the bad to become good. Nakuha niyo yon? So, when evil things happen to good people, or when evil things happen to us, what would be the best way to handle that? The best way to handle that is by blaming others, especially blaming God. Is that the best way to handle it? Yes or no? Walang sagot eh. The best way to handle that is to bring the good out of the evil that happens to us. Kaya ba natin yon, mga Pilipino? Kayang-kaya, di ba? Di ba we are experiencing the evil of COVID-19? And I suppose you have heard already so many news of Filipinos bringing good out of this evil that happens to us. Di ba? Maraming mga companies na because of this evil of COVID-19, nagbibigay ng milyon-milyon ng mga donasyon. So it is bringing out the good out of the evil that we experience. Yung iba naman, dahil of the evil of COVID-19, wala na silang trabaho, wala naman silang sinisisi na ibang tao. Imbes na sisihin yung ibang tao o sisihin ng Diyos, nag-isip sila. At nagkaroon sila ng hanap buhay, ng limpak-limpak na salapi ang nakukuha nila. So that is bringing out the good out of the evil that happens to our life. Diba? Kaya naman natin yun, di ba? And there is one moving story told by Father Mark Kling about a college student in Canada. His name was Terry Fox. In 1977, Terry contracted cancer of the bone. And it started in his right leg. So, his right leg had to be amputated. Kailangang putulin ang kanyang right leg. Kaya naging amputee na siya. And knowing the tragedy that happened to him, his high school basketball coach, college kasi siya eh, naalaala pa siya ng kanyang basketball coach in high school. Ang ginawa nito, pinadala, he sent a newspaper article about an amputee who ran in the New York Marathon So the article triggered the imagination of Terry. He knew that he had few years to live, and he wanted to make something good out of it. So yun na lang ang natirang mga taon sa buhay ko. Sana man lang I can make something good out of it. And he decided to run across Canada from the Atlantic Ocean side to the Pacific Ocean side. So a distance of 5,000 miles. To make the long story short, on April 12, 1980, Terry started his run across Canada. So he went to the side of the Atlantic Ocean and dipped his right leg into the ocean, no? Para talagang from ocean to the ocean. Sinawsaw niya yung kanyang right leg, hindi na pala artificial leg na doon sa ocean, and he set out across Canada to the Pacific Ocean side. I suppose you know your geology. And with a pledge of over $1 million, which he intended for cancer research. It was already 114 days in the run. Naka 114 days na siya at 3,000 miles pa to go. But he still continued, no? But along the way, Terry suddenly collapsed. Bakit nag-collapse siya? Ang cancer pala niya ay umabot na sa kanyang baga. Kaya siya nag-collapse. So news broke out about that, and people all over Canada sent their pledges to him in the hospital. And in hours, over $24 million was pledged. Few days after, however, Terry died. Namatay na siya. Hindi na niya nakayanan. But we can say that he did not die in vain. Why? Because out of the remaining years of his life, he made something good out of it. Out of the evil. Because of the tragedy in his life of contracting cancer, he brought out the good out of it. And what are they? Of course, he left over $24 million pledge for cancer research. And you know, a movie was filmed out of his life. A postal stamp was issued in his honor. And he was the youngest person ever to receive the highest honor given by his nation. What is that? The Order of Canada. In the Philippines, we call that Order of Sikatuna. But in Canada, the highest honor given to a citizen because of his achievement is the Order of Canada. So much good. Out of the evil that happened to his life, he brought out so much good out of it. In similar way, my brothers and sisters, that thing or similar things can happen to us if we also try to bring the good out of the evil that will happen to our life.